Mecha Shadow asks, "Hey Don, this one's for you.
Oh, sweet.
Don, which is your favorite Sonic game?"
Kind of a weird question to specifically just ask me, but I'll answer it. Sonic Rush. I feel like Hideki Naganuma, I believe that's his last name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think his music really, really fits with the Sonic series. So.
Yeah, that's Sonic Rush is a great game, and the soundtrack is one of my favorites. It's a little unconventional, but I think that's what I like about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In terms of soundtracks, but that's a really good choice. I think Sonic Rush it's a good game.
It's also like in the era of terrible Sonic games, the handheld games were still good.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot
they
of
were.
people forget that when they talk about like that era of Sonic games. They seem to forget that the Sonic Advance games and Sonic Rush were still being released at that time. So
Sonic Metal sucks though.
yeah, Sonic was bad. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Next.
Alrighty, Level Up Leo asks, what recording/editing devices do you use? What programs do you use when streaming games, and why those? Do you guys make any money from this, or plan to? Or is this just a hobby for fun?
I can knock out both those first two questions right now. What recording and editing devices do we use? Well, we also use... For recording, we use XSplit most of the time, which is also what we use to stream. And why XSplit? Because I paid for it. That's pretty much why.
You paid for it.
Yes, I did.
It's a really like easy to use program, so it's very user friendly.
I'm still using the free beta myself.
Yeah, same here.
Same here.
Well, I let
And
that...
why is that? Because it was free.
Well, you guys sign in on my account sometimes. But anyway, it's just the one that we found. It tends to work pretty good. Recording can be a little bit of a pain because when I edit things, or when we edit things in Camtasia, which is where we normally edit, the XSplit recordings kind of make Camtasia freak the fuck out. And I don't know why. So it freezes up a little bit. For recording the screen, sometimes I'll use the Camtasia recorder, and I also have a Roxio capture card that sucks booty, so I wouldn't recommend getting that.
I used to have a Easy Cap, and don't get it. And then I recommended to just to get a Dazzle, but then like XSplit doesn't really support audio for Dazzle, so sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
That's all right. We did eventually find a way to make it work. So
Yeah,
it's
there's
just
like a
kind
roundabout way. Yeah.
yeah, it's just kind of a pain in the ass to get it to work.
Just get an HD capture card. Spend the money.
Yeah, I plan to eventually, but not right now. And the third question, which is something that somebody else asked, but I didn't include it on this list, obviously, because it's been asked before. Do you guys make any money from this, or plan to, or is it just a hobby for fun? Yes, sort of.
It's like, since we became a partner, we get like cents for like the thing we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah,
I feel like
we get ad
this is
revenue.
kind of a rude question, and I kind of don't answer it.
Why?
It's just like it's about making money.
Well, we get paid ad revenue, but we literally get paid less than a cent per each person who clicks on the ad.
Yeah. So,
Well, the short answer, you kind of alluded to it in the second half of your question. We do this mostly just for fun. We talked about this earlier, that we would be doing this even if no one was watching.
yeah.
Like,
we
sure.
mostly just joined and became a partner so that we could get more subscribers.
And do
Yeah,
custom layouts and thumbnails and that good stuff that comes
Yeah,
with that.
we didn't do it to get the ad revenue. I mean, it's nice, but we're literally not making very much, and we're not doing it to make money.
Yeah.
It's just a little bonus. We're doing it for fun. That's plain and simple. That's what we're doing.
That's the short answer.
There you go. Boom. Next question.
Blaziken God asks, what has been your favorite LTTA? And I feel like we
Yeah, we
already covered this in our whatchamacallits.
we talked about this at great length in our 2-year anniversary.
Yeah,
but that there have been a lot of videos since then. So if anybody wants to say Mario 64, you can change your answer to that now.
I mean,
I actually had a lot of fun with the Left 4 Dead. Let's try that again. At the time of this recording, you haven't.
Seen it all?
The ones with me haven't been in it, but there's there's some funny shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think all of ours are pretty much the same as they were.
Okay. So, sorry to brush you off like that, but watch our 2-year anniversary podcast.
Yeah. I must say, our fans don't give us enough love for like stuff like Final Fight 2. I remember in the poll, whatever, no one really voted for some of my favorites.
Bishop Warrior asks, where do you guys stand with Pikachu? Do you like it, hate it, just don't care?
I
don't
Pikachu.
mind it. Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
no
he's cool.
objections to Pikachu.
Yeah, what do you got against Pikachu?
I like Pikachu, but I love his evolution.
Do you really?
He's just
Yeah,
a
right.
cute little mascot. That's all he's
Yeah,
for.
what's not to love?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Raichu's
write you with love
Also-
song.
Also, he's really good in Brawl.
Jeez.
and Raichu's really awesome. I love Raichu.
Yep.
Alright, moving on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Uh-huh.
Backland asks, do any of you speak a foreign language? Coming from Doritos Locos Tacos and the racist accents.
I don't even.
Okay.
How do you like base your question on that? Like Doritos Locos Tacos, fucking Taco Bell is like the most American fucking shit ever. And, like racist accents. What does that even mean? Like, how can you have a racist accent?
We
Well,
do.
Josh has some.
Yeah, when
Well, they're not racist. They're, you know,
No.
Stereotypical.
but like in one of our Pokemon battles, we were doing like Boris and Natasha for some reason.
But that's Russian.
Yeah, so just like stuff like stupid stuff like that.
Oh.
You can't
But,
judge
It's
us
not really
on that.
racist. It's just an accent.
Do any of us speak a foreign language though?
No,
Se hablo un poco español, pero mi hermana
no.
hablas
Except for Kyle,
más.
apparently.
Un
Yeah.
poco. So a little. So yeah, I took 3 years of Spanish in high school, and like I can kind of understand it, but I don't speak it. So I'm kind of in this weird limbo where like I would not be able to communicate to somebody in Spanish, but I would sort of pick up what they were saying.
Me también.
I'm the same way as Ricky.
I
So,
took 2 years of Spanish and don't know any of it. So there you go.
Alright, so you were you were yeah. All right.
That was me.
I'm the only like ethnic person in Adamant Ditto, and I speak Vietnamese to my parents. And I took Japanese in high school, but like nobody remembers anything from high school.
Yeah.
But I do like read hiragana and katakana every so often. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, you did just the other day when I was showing you that Pikachu short poster.
That's supposed to be. It said exactly what it did in the URL. Whatever. Next.
Jess,
Uh,
language.
oh, yep.
Oh, Jess. Sorry.
Nope, no languages. I did take like a couple of classes like in high school, but I barely remember any of it, to be quite honest.
Yeah. So no.
So there's that.
Except Don.
Yeah.
Don's got one.
Yeah. It pays to
Yeah. I would
be
love.
born in a certain race.
Yes. Oh, well, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
No, like legitimately, if you like are born like in a different race, like you have to learn that language, right?
Yeah.
And then like you do get like better job opportunities if you know more foreign languages.
Yes. It's a very useful skill. Foreign
Yeah,
languages.
I would like to go back and like take some Spanish again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone explode now asks, does Ricky or Steven have a DeviantArt?
Yes, we both do. In fact, everybody at Adamant Ditto has a DeviantArt. Not all of us art.
I don't update my thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an account, but it's literally just so I can like look at things.
Yeah.
I haven't actually been on my DeviantArt in close to a year.
Yeah. So, but
But
if you are curious, since you specifically asked about Steven and myself, my DeviantArt is metaknuckles.deviantart.com. I made it when I was like 14, so whoops. Steven's DeviantArt is much more straightforward. It is StephenRayBrown.deviantart.com. I wish I had a DeviantArt name like that, but what are you gonna do? So yes, also
You can change it.
I could change it, but it costs like points.
Yeah, you need a subscription, I think.
Yeah. Fuck
Which is
that
really stupid. I don't understand.
Just use your
it at all.
PayPal account. You know, that's
shit.
fake money.
That's like fake money. But anyway, yeah.
Thank you, Kyle.
Also, there's
I can't say it with a straight face.
we got Dokugami and T3H Teeks and Josh R691 and Jade Mare.
Yep.
So, well, I mean, I could give you Kyle's, but he said he doesn't use it. Psychosis 89. So there we go.
I literally
I don't
have,
use mine either.
I literally
so,
have
like,
two pieces of art. One is a photo and one is a stupid ass thing that was for a contest.
So there you go. Good question. I like that question because I was in it.
Good. Gino344 asks, was there one time when you
Yes,
guys
were,
took a break?
so.
Yeah, but I'm trying to correct it. Took a break from playing Pokemon, but decided later to play it again. Not really.
Well,
I've pretty much just been playing it straight since.
yeah, that's mostly true. Like, there's no game that I skipped, but there was like before we discovered Pokemon Showdown, there was a time when like Black and White were out, and we were like, well, fuck, we can't use these. What do you do with this?
Yeah.
It's true. We didn't play on the Wi-Fi for like a month after Black and White came out, and until we found Showdown, there were no Pokemon battles.
I actually planned on skipping Ruby and Sapphire because, I didn't really like it at that time. But after they announced, I think it was either Emerald or Fire Red and Leaf Green, whichever one came first, I picked up Sapphire and just played it. And I kind of regretted it for a while, and then picked up Emerald and I liked it. But yeah, I eventually got back on, obviously.
I skipped out on Gen 3, actually. Yeah.
Did skip Gen 3.
Yeah. I didn't miss much.
Yeah, I know
Uh.
he's not here, and this is only it's relevant. I know Steven didn't play Gen 3 either. So like when Gen 4 came out, both of you guys were like, "Who is this? What?"
Also, I've never played like the third version of really any game.
Yeah, me neither.
Like Crystal,
really.
Yellow, whatever.
I played Yellow, but that was about it. And Black 2 and White 2.
I've played all of the third versions except for Crystal.
Interesting.
I played Crystal. Crystal
fun
was
fact.
my first third gen.
Second.
Second gen.
First third game, he means.
Well,
Oh.
I didn't play Yellow until for the channel, so
Right.
shut your face.
Yeah.
I meant
Cool.
that it was from second gen, but you said gen and you meant game, so you confused everybody.
I guess you're right.
Anyway, is that it for that one?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. Right on. Here we go. Molten Pick. Oh no. Quirkman91 asks, question. I like that. If you could only play one video game and that for the rest of your life, which one would you pick? Basically, I'm asking what your favorite video game is. Those aren't quite the same question, though. In my opinion, anyway. What do you guys think?
Well, if I could only play one game for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
I don't know. It would have to be a game that didn't end. I don't know, fucking Tetris. Well, I don't know. What do you?
Animal Crossing.
If it's a game you're going to play for the rest of your life, have it be freaking Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would get kind of tired of Animal Crossing after a while.
You'd get tired of everything after a while.
Yeah, I would want it to be a game that like there were a lot of different ways you could play it, you know.
Well, then maybe like Wii Sports Resort.
That actually is not a bad idea. I
Something
don't know.
that's also got really good multiplayer so that you could play it with your friends and interact and both grow.
I would probably see. This is why I don't think these are the same question.
They're not the same question. Because like my favorite game is Trauma Center Under the Knife, but holy crap, I've sat down and played it front to back in a day. Like, it took me all day, but if that was a game that I could only play for the rest of my life, well, I would not enjoy it.
I would probably say, personally, I think I would want to pick a fighting game. I think I would go with Brawl, because it could be different every single time you play it.
Yeah, true.
For the rest of your life. I mean, I would still get sick of it, and I would get sick of any game, but I would say Brawl.
Brawl has a lot of customizability options to change it up. So
yeah.
I will pick the next Smash Brothers because no one said I could.
Exactly.
yeah, then you didn't say it had to be a game that existed.
Fair enough.
Shenmue 3.
For the Virtual Boy. I pick Mario Kart something. One of them. I don't fucking care. They're all good. Not Wii. I don't pick Wii.
I'd probably...
Mario Kart DS, I guess.
DS is the best.
It is the best one. But
Yep, then
I like the online on 7 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why I
especially
was...
fix the bug. Hang on. I need to be right back. So continue without me.
I would probably pick something like... I'd maybe Mario 64 or something, because I could, play that game anytime. Maybe like Elite Beat Agents as well.
Ooh,
That's not really different every time, but... playing music over and over.
It is something that you could practice and, master over the rest of your life.
Get all the chicks with.
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't.
All 3 of them on the game.
Yeah.
How about you, Jess?
Oh. That's a tough one. It would have to be... I want to say Mario Kart 7. But I also kind of want to say Brawl as well. So I guess I'll just go with Brawl.
You know what? I don't want to steer your answer, especially because you picked mine, and that proves that I'm right. But you know what just occurred to me that I think would be a great answer for this question?
What's that?
Kid Icarus Uprising.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't even think about that. Oh,
I knew you were gonna say that, but I was gonna rebuttal you. You might want to not do that because you'll break your hand off.
yeah, that's great. That is a thing.
Why
But-
can't I use the stand?
or take a break.
What game do you want to play the rest of your life? Oh, and you can't use the stand.
Huh?
That was not the question.
Well,
Kid Icarus Uprising is a good choice.
if it could be a game that didn't exist, Kid Icarus Uprising Wii U edition.
Dude.
'Cause that's gonna happen.
Oh, dude. Now you got me. What are you doing to me? That would be so much better because there's a second stick for the camera. Anyway, I think that would be a good one. But I'm still going with Brawl.
See, I like your fighting game choice, your reasoning for that. Like a game that's you played a lot. I'm thinking, maybe actually a game that is randomly generated, stuff like Binding.
Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon.
Yeah, Spelunky. I really like Spelunky.
That's not a... That line of thought is not bad. I like where you're going with that. Because that could last... You could play that 1,000 times.
Yeah, it's different every time.
Yeah.
It's super challenging, and yeah. I'm really good at randomly generated shit.
I like that answer. Good one. That's everybody, I think. Right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
So, Kyle's not back, but I guess let's go on anyway.
Well, yeah. It's Don's turn to ask.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kenny B23S, are you willing to do a Let's Play of on Sonic Adventure 2 Battle?
Yes.
No.
Eventually, I would like to. Yes, don't expect it anytime soon.
Also, you broke one of the rules. Just
Cheater.
saying. Just saying.
What's the rules?
Do not disguise suggestions as questions.
Oh yeah. Dude, just take it out. Take it out.
Edit it out.
I'm gonna read the next question, alright?
Okay, that was a short one, so go ahead.
Creeper Party XDS, where did the Let's Try That Again slogan come from?
It's a fun story.
Ricky, explain it.
Oh, okay. I'm really bad at video games, guys. So, like, okay, when we were just, like, getting started to form this channel, I had this sort of idea in my head where, like, I really wanted to... We've actually done this on the channel, our Let's Podcasts. I had this idea that, like, we could be playing a game and you could be watching that, and then we could be talking about something completely different and you could listen to that and enjoy that. And I was like, we should call it Let's Podcast. And, like, we were sort of tossing that idea around, you know, getting ready to do a YouTubes. And, I was playing a lot of Mega Man. I was really bad at it, and I kept catching myself saying, let's try that again. Like, it was just a thing that I would say naturally when I screwed up. I was just like, let's try that again. Like, why wouldn't I say, let me try that again? It was like I was including everybody else in it, you know, because they were watching me. So I was like, let's try that again. And then eventually I was just like, that's what we should call our Let's Plays, because that's all I'm going to be doing. And everybody laughed, and that's what we did, and that's the story.
It's a good story.
Yeah, cool story, bro.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah.
Gotta sell the rights to like Lifetime or something.
That'll be a movie.
Alright.
Alright.
That was the next question again. Just kidding.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's just his turn.
I'm sorry. Yumi Nomo asks, question 1, Matt, to what extent do you edit the videos, in terms of cutting things out or even adding things in? Question 2, Matt, who does the video editing and with what programs?
I feel
Well,
like those questions are backwards.
You kind of
Because-
answered the first question with the second question.
Yeah,
Or vice versa.
yeah, like I said, I feel like they're backwards.
Kind of this, yeah.
I don't cut or add much to like anything. It depends on what it is. Like most of the Let's Plays, I won't cut stuff unless there's just like really long, boring parts that I need to speed up. But
Yeah.
even then, I'll speed them up. I
You
won't
don't
cut
just,
them.
Like, erase them, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I don't, you know, get them out of existence. They're just, I want everybody to see the whole gameplay that we did. Like, I'll cut out like technical problems or something like that sometimes, but for the most part, I don't cut or add anything in. This Left 4 Dead Let's Play has been kind of a new experience because Don is forcing me to actually have to edit things.
That's that plays into the second one. I do some of the video editing. Matt does most of it. But I do convince Matt to do a lot of shit. And I was even the one who provided programs, so.
Yeah, I already answered the question earlier. We use Camtasia to edit, and as Don said, I do most of the editing. Don has done a bit of it here and there. Normally games he plays, he will edit his own parts, so that's cool. But I do most of it. And when we say editing, I mostly mean I put a watermark on it and call it a day.
Yeah.
Yay.
Alright,
so
play.
That's that. Josh, ask the next question.
Alright.
Did I miss anything while I was gone?
Nah,
No,
not
no.
too
It
terribly
doesn't look
important.
like it. Like, yeah, everything looks like pretty straightforward based on this list. Okay.
Hyper Supersonic asks, what is Rash Ditto, and why have you not done one since your hate on Mystery Dungeon?
Cal, you're just in time.
And why is your opening a GameCube logo that magically turns into a Ditto? I get the Ditto part because that's your name, but why a GameCube?
Why not?
I'll answer that one.
Yeah. Kyle, why don't you touch on the
Okay.
first part?
I've I've bagged on Don and Matt for doing their bad Pokemon names list because that was terrible. But the Rash Ditto was my terrible idea because it was late at night and I was tired and I was just like, Matt, turn on the recording. I've got to do this.
Hey, Don.
What's up?
Do you remember doing any bad Pokemon name lists? Because I do
No, I
not.
don't.
Oh my
No.
God, we've
I
already been over this.
I have no idea what he's talking about right now.
That's crazy.
In any case, Rash Ditto kind of turned into a one-time thing. I think if we did it again, it would fit under the Quirky Ditto envelope.
Or a podcast.
Or
yeah.
reviews.
Yeah. Or reviews. Those are pretty angry sometimes. Thanks.
But it was ultimately it was a rash decision. And if I were to do it again, which is entirely possible, I would do it under much better circumstances.
Fair to say.
And
Is that it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Now you explain the GameCube logo.
The GameCube logo actually came from this little thingamajig I did for Luigi's Mansion, which is the Halloween special thing that we did. Let's play on Halloween, 2011.
I think
Yes.
so.
2011. Yeah,
So-
damn, it's been so long.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, obviously Luigi's Mansion is a GameCube game, and
Yeah, you made that for the announcement video.
yeah,
And
because
Matt,
I forget why. I don't know.
You
I just thought it was a cool idea. And
Yeah.
I think I was inspired by watching some GameCube logo remix or something.
probably.
But
Matt was just like, "Oh my god, that's so cool! It's gonna be all our announcement videos from now on,
yeah,
even if they don't have anything to do with the GameCube."
As none of them have.
Yeah,
Pretty sure that was the only one.
but I think it's cool that it tells you in the first second of the video this is an announcement, even if many of our subscribers probably haven't been with us long enough to know that. I think it's cool. So
it's something that you can pick up on as it trends.
yeah.
As
Yeah,
opposed to, let's try that again, or a quirky that starts with our intro quotes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or neat little intro videos made by Steven.
Yeah.
And that answers that question.
Yep, that's that story.
That's how that went.
All right, Kyle, you're up.
Okay. Zach Smith asks, I'm not sure if this has already been answers. How do you come up with your teams in Pokemon Showdown? Do you research specific sets that would be good, or do you make them up on the spot? I'm just curious. Thanks.
I think
probably
that's
speak English.
I think that's actually a really good question. So
Showdown's a different beast entirely. Back in Pokemon, you could make, individual Pokemon and then pick up, 6 guys, throw them on a team, and be like, whoop-de-doo.
which is what most of us did, I might add.
And then, then you'd accidentally have the set where all of them were weak to ground. And you and it just told you, next time, don't pick a team that's all weak to ground.
Hi.
Showdown itself is a little bit of it's a different because it's just so easy to make Pokemon that you don't have to think about it. You can just, because you're just making a team, you just, think up a Pokemon that's cool, and bam, wham, bam, boom, you've got a team of 6 in no time at all. But you've also got no time to really, check the team's synergy, except to just try it.
Yeah.
Because when you make a team in Showdown, it has to be a team no matter what. So
It's not like you could just put them in a box and then pull and make a team like that. Which would be cool.
That said, because it's so easy, I'll hastily make a team and not realize that, 5 of them are weak to ice. But then, then I can just go and, fix that problem very easily and not take, 2 time EV training and breeding a new guy
Yeah,
Mhm.
that is very nice.
to take its place.
I think if they bring back the rules in Gen 6, that would be a good tool to test stuff out. Showdown, but right now it's the battle simulator.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As far as research goes, we'll poke our heads at things like smogon.com.
Yeah, that's the one that I mainly use. I just peek at it, but very rarely do I just grab one from Smogon and run with it. Usually, I'll want to put my own little twist on it and see if I can come up with something that works for me. Because I don't play. And this is not a jab at you guys, I swear. But I don't play against people who are as hardcore as the people on Smogon. So I don't need to check every single threat. I don't need, the best possible type coverage.
Mm-hmm.
I just need something that works for me. And you gotta look at your skill level and the skill level of the people you play with, and how much you care about winning. You gotta weigh all that stuff. But I usually like to put my own little twist on sets that I find on Smogon. But I do check them out for a place to start. It's a great place to find out what works. And
Yeah,
what
it's good
doesn't.
for reference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people don't want to be the very best. I would definitely,
That no one ever was.
yeah, I definitely fall under that category. I just grab bag Pokemon that look cool and look at Smogon, see what they got there, and use that shit. But then they have multiple builds or whatever, and I usually do pick the one that fits with the team the best. Or at least I feel like. Obviously I'm not gonna have fucking 6 sweepers, that's stupid.
Oh yeah, I want to mention this is not a rigid thing that I do, but I usually try to consider what roles the Pokemon on the team have.
Oh, absolutely.
I usually try. This is just me personally. I'm not saying this is the way to go, but I usually try to have one at least. I try to have at least one physical attacker, one special attacker, one physical wall, and one special wall, and then you get 2 extra slots that you can do whatever the fuck you want with. That's usually how I try to build teams, but sometimes I just fuck around. Sometimes I just want to try something else. But like Don said, you rarely want to just have all special attackers. Because
Right,
then
'cause
somebody's going to throw up a Blissey in your face.
my Chansey, nope.
Yeah, nope.
Best name.
Yeah,
Nope.
kidding.
Um,
Ugh.
the
Yeah,
thing
I
about
tried
Showdown too is that it's really easy to just make a gimmick team where it's
Yeah.
you don't anticipate it to win at all.
It's just fun to make. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We've got
Yeah.
a-
Gym teams.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've both made and seen a lot of those. A lot of fans, which I think is awesome. They've made teams based on either
On- Us and the Yellow Let's Play.
or
Yeah, didn't Zerb have the
yeah, Serve made a team of who we all were in yellow. And that was awesome. Some people I've seen made teams of our individual favorite Pokemon. I think that was awesome. Because they're all, a lot of them are unevolved and they're not useful. It's just a cool thing to do, to show us that you're cool. A lot of people have also made teams with Yanma and Garbodor, and fuck you people.
Yeah, fuck those people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real game and Showdown are two different beasts
Yeah.
too. The way I go about it in Showdown and the real game are very different because once I get a guy up to level 100, he's stuck with those moves.
Mhm.
In Showdown, I can just fix it.
Yeah. It's definitely
So-
much easier. So
So I don't have to put as much thought into it on Showdown as I would in the real game.
Right.
Because if I make a mistake, I can just fix it. Whereas where I just avoid the mistake entirely in the real game. try to make the best thing.
That's the thing about like the games. I feel like people don't get because of things like Net Battle and Pokemon Showdown. Is that like we actually like the fact that in the games the Pokemon are meant to be like imperfect. You know?
Yeah, there's a very complex system in place, the EVs and IVs, so that like no two Pokemon are ever exactly the same. Like that's meant to be a part of the games, and everybody on the internet is just like, no, this is a game for kids. It's stupid. Everything should be perfect and the best that it could possibly be all the time.
Jesus.
They talk like this. I don't know why.
It was cool in theory, but in practice it was really boring.
I was thinking the same thing, Matt Brain Couch.
Brain couch.
So even though
Kids.
on Showdown we do use perfect IVs because that's just the default and it's too much of a hassle to just like individually tick every last thing. There's something to be said about the fact that sometimes you, in the real game, if you don't bother to max your IVs, you don't know if like what'll happen sometimes.
EVs.
No, I meant IVs
Oh, okay.
because like you can breed those with Dittos and stuff, but
But
nobody,
like I don't play the game that intensely. That's a
yeah,
waste of my time.
Yeah,
We're also not cheaters.
yeah.
We don't want to waste time, but we're not cheaters.
Hmm. Okay, let's move on.
Free Life Extreme asks, do you believe in the Pokemon myths, such as in Pokemon Generation 1, you killed Gary's Eradicate, or Ditto is a failed clone of Mew, blah blah blah. If you don't know, get back to me, whatever. No. But, well, the Gary one, sort of. But the
Yeah.
Mew one, not so much.
I think based on the context the game gives you, I do not think it is a far off conclusion to assume that Gary's missing Raticate, he's in fact there to mourn it. Based on the available evidence, I don't think that's a stretch. Ditto is a failed clone of Mew. That's an awesome theory, but I'm sorry, it's not canon. There's nothing in the game that like just points to that as fact.
It was actually like just in Game Informer they asked the Pokemon creator about that, and he was like, "Whoa, this is the first time I've heard about it." But it was like this,
Yeah.
so
that should be a pretty good indicator.
pretty damning. Yeah.
But at the same time, that rumor has been around for a long time. How did he never hear of it? I think I don't think it's a stretch of the imagination to call it the creator playing dumb, but at the same time, it like the evidence does not say that it's wrong.
Yeah,
Like-
there's a lot of facets to the theory, and like it's a well built theory, but it's still a theory.
Yeah.
It's not fact.
Yeah.
No.
They've taken a lot of interesting pieces and put them all right next to each other in the same light, and it's fascinating, but it's not fact. So,
Yeah.
I mean, like,
That's why things like the Did You Know Gaming blog is stupid because they state it as fact.
yeah,
It's
that's
not.
what drives me crazy about Did You Know Gaming. It's like no one can know that. You don't even know that. So why are you asking me if I knew that? I can't know that. You're a fucker. Anyway, sorry.
I am, however, aware of the rumor.
Yeah, I think it's a cool theory, like I said. But that's it.
Ricky, this next one's yours, but it's very, very long. It's a lot of questions, so...
Well, I
It's
can.
a barrage.
I got it.
This person had a lot of questions to ask, and I want to say that this was one of the people who said we should do a Q&A, so I'm glad
Yes.
that we got a lot of questions from them.
Hey, well, I'll take a lot of questions. That's fine with me. So let's get down to brass tacks here. 95 Cowabunga asks, first of all, you guys need to know that I have a pretty bad English, so please try to keep that in mind when you see some really bad misspellings. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't sweat it. Okay, to all, I always wanted to know, how do you decide which game you're going to play in your Let's Try That Again? How do you process for making the choice? Is there already a planning for the future games you will play? That's a good question. We definitely have like a list of games that we want to hit, but sometimes stuff will just cut in line because
Yeah, life gets in the way.
Precedence.
yeah,
I
sometimes
feel like doing a game more.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's tough to get us all together, or it's tough to decide who's going to play what, and we'll just a lot of time, I like to do, whenever we do like a really long one, I like to do a few short ones after that, so that there's not like 2 or 3 super long ones in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 64 and Left 4 Dead 2 both happen to be very long, but that's just, where those chips fell. But we think about it, but not to the extent that you might think.
Yeah, it's a lot less planned out than we would lead you to believe.
Just like how the channel began. So
So there's that one.
Staying at our roots.
Next one.
Yeah.
To all, Wii U. Any of you bought it? What's your thoughts about it? Games, hardware, future games, etc. Also a good question.
Yeah.
Josh and I both have one.
Yes.
We both got them for Christmas.
Yes.
Josh was fully expecting to get one, and I was not. So that was very cool.
Yeah.
I like when you get...
Surprises.
Yeah, it's not even so much that like it was this big present. It was just cool that I wasn't expecting it. That's
Right.
That's really cool. Anyway, did we say this in a video?
I feel
I don't
like
know.
it-
We might
Yeah,
have.
we talked about the Wii U in
the
the
end of the year.
end of the year
Podcast.
podcast.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
So-
there's more of that there.
go there.
Yeah, hear us talk about that at length there. But I will say, so far, I've been enjoying it. I think the 3 games that I have for it are fun. I look forward to future games, but at the same time, I've pretty much finished the 3 games I have,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm kind of just waiting now.
Yeah. We need that sweet, sweet, wonderful 101.
Yeah, I want Rayman Legends, man. I'm
That too.
counting the days till that fucker comes out. But I think it's. I'm very interested to see what can be done on this, especially after playing the Rayman Legends demo and like how
Oh man.
what like surprising amount of fun I had just like moving blocks and cutting ropes on the touchscreen as Murphy. Like I'm looking forward to see what games can do stuff like that. And I think it's going to be pretty cool once it gets rolling. So that's my thoughts, Josh.
Pretty much the same thing. I only have 3 games. I've pretty much beaten them. They're good. I want to see what they'll do. I think they'll do some, like, DS stuff with it because of the 2 screens. But, like, aside from that, it's all just speculation, and I'm just waiting for what's next to come out. What next games come out.
Sure.
It is awfully quiet on the Wii U front.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get there though. It'll get there. It'll pick up steam.
Yeah.
All right. To
The
all.
next, I was going to say these next 2 we also covered in our end of the year podcast.
Yeah. So should I not read them?
Well, you can read them, but I mean, you're going to get your answers there.
Yeah, we're not going to answer them because we did discuss that in our end of year podcast. What are the best games that came out in 2012 and your deception/really bad games that you played? That we answered that. And any games you're waiting for this new year? Again, we answered that. So check out our 2012 end of year podcast and you'll find the answers to those.
Yeah, it's called Extra Joy.
Yes. To all, do you guys remember the very first game you ever played, or at least the most memorable?
We kind of answered that.
Sort
But,
Good question.
we didn't really like dedicate an answer to that.
that's true. Yeah.
So.
To like the first game you ever played. This is what that question is.
Oh, I know what
Yeah.
mine is. Should I just go? I know
Yeah,
what mine
go.
is.
Yeah, just fire it out.
The first game that I remember ever playing was Sesame Street Countdown, which Matt actually played for our channel, and you can watch. That's
Yeah! And I'm pretty sure Ricky mentions that in that Let's Play somewhere.
Yep. First game I remember playing. I probably might have played one before that, but I doubt it.
The first game I remember playing is Ninja Turtles, the first one on the NES,
Nice.
the one that's considered crap, and it kind of is.
It is. There are a lot of people who are like, "No, it's a good game." It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, there's good things about it.
But I remember playing the second and third one more and enjoying them a whole hell of a lot more.
They're better.
Yeah.
But that's not a bad first game to play.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is exactly the first game I remember like that I ever played, but it's one of the earliest gaming memories that I can actually recall. So I'm just going to go ahead and assume. Before I got my Sega Genesis, which was my first video game console, as I already mentioned, my dad did have an NES and an Atari 2600. And the first NES game that I can remember playing, it's very possible I played one before, or even an Atari game before, was a monster truck game called Bigfoot.
Right on.
I don't remember anything. I remember the music very vividly. And I remember not knowing how to play it, but I really wanted to play it because it had a monster truck on the front of it. And I remember checking out a ROM of it like years later, and it is fucking terrible.
Isn't that how it always goes?
It is one of the like worst racing games I have ever played in my life. So I was a stupid kid who, you know, I wanted to play the game with the monster truck on the front of it. So, you know, when you're a kid, you make stupid mistakes like that, and I probably enjoyed it back then.
I'm like Matt in that I'm not sure the very first game I played. It's either Super Mario World or Street Fighter 2. Like I said, I was born into the Super Nintendo era. So, Super Mario World, baby!
Super Mario World and Street Fighter 2, to be honest, are both great first games to have played.
Yeah.
So.
Better than Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The first game I played, I think I mentioned this, was Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Sega Genesis.
Nice.
First game, first console I owned.
Nice. Also a great starting point,
Mhm.
in my opinion.
Did everybody answer that one? Kyle, did you answer that one?
I did not because, well, come on, me not having a system until a Game Boy Color, that had to have been like 5th grade.
You never went over to a friend's house and played a game or anything? You remember?
It's like
Arcade game? Pac-Man?
I probably played like Pac-Man on an arcade machine, but I'm actually gonna guess that my first one was Mortal Kombat.
Interesting.
Dude, yeah, at the roller rink there was an arcade game that had Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
And your parents let you play it? There was some
Right.
outrage about that game when it first came out.
Jeez, no kidding.
As there should be. No.
Like I said, I really have no idea.
Josh, did you go? Did you
Yeah.
say yours? Okay.
I Ninja Turtles.
Oh, that's right. I even commented on it. I'm so bad. I want to share a little story that I thought of while Matt was describing his Bigfoot. If you guys are okay with that.
Go ahead.
My dad, like I said earlier, I was born into video games, and my dad, when I was a little baby, like before I was even eating solid food, and one of his favorite games, still one of my dad's favorite games of all time, is Mile and Secret Castle, which is not actually that good of a game. Don't tell him I said that. But he loves the shit out of Mile and Secret Castle, and like he told me this story. I've never actually seen it, but he told me the story of he beat the game and like was so proud of beating it that he like recorded the ending on a videotape because those were a thing at the time. And as like a joke or whatever, he thought it would be funny. He played the tape of like beating Mile and Secret Castle, and like put the NES controller in my little like 1-year-old hands, and like filmed me beating Mile and Secret Castle. So there's footage.
You couldn't beat Mile and Secret Castle now!
I know, but there's footage of me beating it as a baby. I'm like putting the controller in my mouth and stuff, and like
You're the best, man.
yeah. So I can say, and I can potentially have video proof of the fact that I beat Mile and Secret Castle.
Coming soon, Let's Play of Mile and Secret Castle featuring Ricky's dad.
Dr. Wily.
Yes.
Featuring Baby Ricky.
Yes, and Dr. Wowie.
I don't know if that video survived, but I just thought it was a funny story. So there's that. That if you want to get technical, that might be the first game I played. If you can
Could be
call
worse.
that playing. So,
Could be
all right.
Bigfoot.
Could be Bigfoot. Alright. Oh, this next question is not marked to all like the rest of them, but I'm going to assume that it's directed to all of us. And I think it's a great question. Favorite game soundtrack / composer?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
I think that's a fantastic question, and I know the answer for both, but I don't want to go first because I went first last time.
Alright, I'll go first. As you may know, I really like video game music. My favorite game OST is the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. I think it's absolutely flawless. And, yeah. Nothing tops the Chrono Trigger
That is
for me.
That is a great choice. I will not fight you on that, but the other day you were like, "Oh, if you don't think Chrono Trigger, you're wrong," and I was like,
I'm just messing with you, dude. Honestly, not. I'm not gonna be like, man, your choice is stupid.
"Yeah." Chrono Trigger soundtrack's great, man. It's fantastic. Who would you say is your favorite composer?
I wouldn't say.
Yasunori Mitsuda?
Yeah, I wouldn't say him.
I think it might be a lady actually, but Nobuo Uematsu actually composed like a third or maybe a quarter of the Chrono Trigger tracks. So
He's pretty fantastic.
would you say Uematsu?
Maybe.
Not trying to like lead your answer or anything.
Maybe. I don't know. I really like Hideki Naganuma's stuff as well.
He's great.
Masafumi Takada, the one who did the No More Heroes soundtrack and the God Hand soundtrack.
Very good.
I don't know. It's really tough to pick out a composer. They're all really good. And I must say, this is not exactly related, but fucking Sakurai, Masahiro Sakurai, he literally knows all the best composers because he gets all of them to do the music in his video games, and for all, it's like an all-star cast of whatever. And same with Kid Icarus, he has an all-star cast of composers.
Yes, definitely.
I don't really have an answer to this because I don't really pay too much attention to like video game music. But I have to say, The World Ends With You has a really great soundtrack. And
Isn't that game based on music, or am I mistaken?
it is, or based around music. It's
based
not
on
really.
noise.
Yeah,
That's not like an insult. It's a
that's the
soundtrack.
right. That's the enemy names. But my favorite composer is Joshua from The World Ends With You.
That's cheating.
Yeah, I was joking.
Well, you
'cause-
cheat.
But I don't really know many composers from video game music.
Just say Koji Kondo then.
Yeah, just say Koji Kondo.
I was
Sure,
gonna be my
Koji
pick.
Kondo.
Sorry, go ahead, Jess.
It's alright. Well, like, let me think. That's tough because, like, recently I've been listening to like the Sonic Generations soundtrack like nonstop. It's one of my favorites right now. But like my favorite of all time will always be Nights into Dreams. Like it's one of my favorite soundtracks ever. And my favorite composer, Koji Kondo, for his work like on Majora's Mask. It's one of my favorite video game soundtracks ever.
Not only is the Majora's Mask soundtrack great, but I'm sorry, if you don't think that, well, okay, obviously this is all opinions, and I just chewed out Don for saying this. Oh my god, I'm awful.
Hypocrite.
Okay, in
Go
my
home.
in my opinion, here's how I'm gonna phrase this. In my opinion, the Super Mario Brothers overworld theme and the Zelda overworld theme were composed by the same guy. How does that not automatically make him like the best game composer? He's not even my favorite, but I respect him the most because he has literally made the two most iconic video game themes of all time. Number one and number two, same guy. So like, I have the most respect for Koji Kondo, but he's not my favorite. I'll get to that later.
My favorite video game soundtrack is one that I've mentioned several times. Some people who've been paying attention might know it. My favorite video game soundtrack is Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Nice.
I think every track in that game is perfect. I think they all fit the stages that they're assigned to wonderfully, and I think it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. I think it's just the best soundtrack.
Freaking chemical plant, man.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
it's so good. It's so good. Hilltop Zone, by the way.
Oh my gosh, Hilltop Zone, yes.
Guys.
Nope.
Sorry.
Mystic Cave Zone. No.
Yeah. See, everybody has a different opinion because every single track is great. Even like the menu music in that game is great.
They're all great. Ah,
I love the Sonic 2 soundtrack. But as for composers, there's a few I really like. Koji Kondo obviously is a great composer. Ricky already mentioned that. Jun Sinue,
Yeah, that
He-
guy's awesome.
he works on a lot of Sonic games. He is the guitarist in Crush 40, and he is really really good.
That
I
guy's
really like his
awesome.
music.
Yes.
Greg Edmondson does the soundtracks for the Uncharted games, and those are really great soundtracks. Those are the only video games he's done, but he has done work on things like Firefly and King of the Hill, so that's kind of cool.
Interesting.
But his Uncharted work is fantastic. But my favorite composer for video game music is Yoko Shimomura. The Kingdom Hearts games have consistently fantastic music, and she works on a lot of it.
Yes.
In fact, most of it.
She did all of it until Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance, in which both of which she still did the vast majority of the soundtrack.
Yeah, she also did Super Mario RPG, which has one of the best soundtracks of all time.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yes. She also did all 3 Mario and Luigi games, which, say what you want about the games, they all have pretty fantastic soundtracks.
Oh, dude,
She
the
also-
battle theme and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is probably one of my favorites.
Yes.
She also worked on tracks in Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Xenoblade Chronicles.
She
So
also worked on Street Fighter 2, if you can believe that.
so she's got.
She is a very prolific and very talented video game composer. One of my most respected as well.
Yeah, but definitely her work in Kingdom Hearts is what really sets me apart. Sets her ahead. I don't know. I don't know if. I don't know if she did the Traverse Town theme in 3D. I assume she did, but I don't know because she did work with 2 other people. But if she did, that track's godlike.
It's beautiful. It's like a medley of Traverse Town and Twilight Town.
It's godlike.
It's beautiful. I agree.
So I love Yoko Shimomura. I never want her to stop making video game music because she always makes the best goddamn stuff.
Yeah, she's super talented.
So yeah, there's mine. Go ahead, somebody else.
Kyle, you wanna
I
weigh in?
I don't know a thing. Like I'm trying to I don't know a thing about the composers at all. But thinking about games that have scores, I really enjoy. I mentioned Trauma Center Under the Knife having one that was really goddamn cool. But like there's so many games, especially now.
Yes.
Like Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword both have excellent tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
Yeah, sure.
That's it?
Yeah, sure.
You can't ask me to think of something like this on the fly.
Fair enough. So is it just me?
It's just you.
Yep,
You're the one
just you.
waiting for last.
Alright.
Alright, hold on, let me guess.
Okay.
Network Kids 2.
Oh, I gotta be straight with you, that's an excellent guess, because in my opinion that is the most underrated video game soundtrack of all time. But it's not my favorite, and I don't think it's the best.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite video game soundtrack of all time is Final Fantasy VII. And that's like a super cliche answer,
Yeah, I waited all this time for that.
But it's my favorite soundtrack of all time, and it was one of the first, if not the first, video game soundtracks that I actually owned on CD, like a physical copy of the soundtrack. And I've just listened to it so much. I think it's, like Don said about Chrono Trigger, I think it's absolutely flawless. It is a little bit like MIDI sounding, but you know, so was every game on the Super Nintendo, including Chrono Trigger. So like, I think great composition is great composition, regardless of the limitations that that make it up. I think you just know a great song when you hear it, whether it's chiptune or orchestral. And Final Fantasy VII is my favorite soundtrack. Uematsu is absolutely one of my favorite composers, if just for that. But all of his other work is great as well. And
Talented man.
he's a super talented guy. And I already talked about how much I have respect for Koji Kondo, but he's not my favorite. I have kind of a soft spot, a weird one, as my favorite, and that is Masakazu Sugimori, who composed Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective, and Beautiful Joe. That is like just three-hit combo right there. Those are three fantastic, amazing soundtracks. And he did them all, and he's my favorite. He happens to have composed my favorite video game song of all time, which is from Phoenix Wright. So, I kind of in good conscience, I feel like he's got to be my favorite composer. But I want to give a shout out to a lot of that we've already mentioned, like Yoko Shimomura and Koji Kondo and all that. But I want to mention Grant Kirkhope, who composed Banjo-Kazooie, Tooie, Donkey Kong 64, and GoldenEye. He was a very talented guy working for Rare at the N64's heyday, and he did some awesome soundtracks, and nobody mentioned him, so I want to mention him. He's also not Japanese.
Yeah. We're not Japanese people. I hear Tim Poland's really good. Very talented. This one's Japanese, but Michiru Yamane does a bunch of the Castlevania soundtracks and Skullgirls.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Pretty good. All good. All good. I love video game music.
Somebody's snoring. I think Kyle fell asleep.
Oh, well. That's no good. We're almost done here anyway.
Yeah.
We're still on 95 Cowabunga here.
Okay.
To all, do you guys have a Steam group? Yes, we do.
Yes.
As a matter of fact. What's it called? Is it just Adamant Ditto?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
yes, join that. You can play some games with us.
I think it's invite only, but I will change it.
Oh, okay.
Well, it won't be invite only by the time this video goes up.
Yeah.
So yes, we do. To answer your question, yes. And then finally, silly questions. Oh my god. No, man, we gotta conduct the rest of the thing like this. And Jess, why are you so quiet?
So she will wake up Kyle.
Wow.
Yep, that answers that question. Mystery solved.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh
That's
man,
perfect.
I'm just quiet because I don't want to interrupt anybody else.
Flawless.
Jess is polite and the rest of us are not.
I don't want to interrupt anybody else, and like I only butt in if I feel like I really have something to say.
It's getting really loud. Like,
I think he legit fell asleep. That is so funny.
alright.
Oh man.
Matt, where can I buy this amazing Christopher Walken shirt?
I got it at Target, but I don't know if they still sell it. It's been a while.
That answers that question. That is all from 95 Cowabunga. So thank you for your many questions. There were a lot of really good ones in there, I thought.
Alright, anyway, next question. Inster200 asks, I was wondering if Disco Omastar will ever return. Will Viper ever return? No to either of those.
Disco Omastar will return in Tumblr form.
Yeah, with my
In
sprites.
Tumblr form. Yeah.
Piper is certainly somebody that we would like to get in here more often. But
Yeah.
she's got a life, so.
She was in Super Mario 64 for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
That was-
nice.
Well, we can occasionally get her when she's not too busy and not asleep.
It's
Oh
late.
my lord!
I'm telling you, it's getting louder.
Oh man.
Should I boot him? You legit want me to?
No.
Yes, no.
No. There's only a few more.
Ah,
Yeah. All right.
we can get through this.
Chess asks the next one.
Oh, okay. The King of Tyler asks, do any of you have near always successful tips for a game, like winning strategies?
Charge.
I
Spam
hope
charge.
Spam Metal Blades.
Spam Metal Blades.
That's the winning strategy for everything.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Dawn has a really good strategy for
Yeah.
everything.
Don't die.
Yeah.
Pro tip, don't die.
Were you about to say that? I kind of feel like I.
Yeah, I was.
All right. Well, I set you up, so there you go.
Pro tip for the game.
If you're looking for serious pro tips, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah. That's no. This next
Yeah,
question's
dude.
good.
I was gonna say, if you had like specific games you need tips for or whatever, that would have been more helpful.
Yeah.
answering this question.
I can't really give you any tips for any game off the top of my head. But
Ninetales Creation asks, "Hey, who would you say is the best at video games out of all of you?"
Oh.
It's a
That
good
is
question.
one of my favorite questions that we got asked. I think that's a really good one. I do want to say like that it really depends on like the type of game because we all have different skill sets. Don is really good at first person shooters, but we
An
all
RTS game.
we all saw him play Mario 64. So
Hmm.
there's that, and like I was really good at Donkey Kong Country 2 and Mega Man and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but we all saw me play Sonic 2. So, like, it really depends on the game, but I think what you meant was, like, overall, just in general, who's the most skilled, and I would have to say Phil, personally.
Most
Yeah.
likely, yeah.
of anybody who played anything for Adamant Ditto or comments on anything for Adamant Ditto, like is a part of Adamant Ditto, Phil is definitely the best man.
He's the best, man.
That's me.
He's the baddest son of a bitch that ever lived.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, exactly.
He
So,
even though he does get attacked by quite a lot of zombies and ask for help in Left 4 Dead, he does seem to constantly be yelling for help, but he's still the
please help.
best. Yeah, please help! Please send help!
please send help again.
Please assist! I think yeah, Phil's
Oh, man.
definitely the best.
Alright, almost done here. Almost done.
Okay.
We gotta skip over Kyle.
All right. Green and Blue Omega asks, "What is your favorite video game series? Not video game or like
This was a toughie.
It's a good
video
point,
game
Kyle.
series."
I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask.
Such ass.
That is a good question.
If I had to pick a series, I feel like even though it's met with an unfortunate fate, Mega Man.
Me too, probably. I was gonna say Kirby, but you had to go and do that to me.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
I feel like I would probably, and I know this is like stupid, not stupid, but cliche, but I'd have to say something like Pokemon is my favorite series.
I don't. That's about what I expected from you. Josh.
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, not like to jab you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but
I don't
What are you
think
talking
that's
about? Mine's even more cliche.
Mario.
Mario. Yeah, man. I mean, let's be honest.
Are you
Let's
kidding
be
me?
honest for a second.
It's Mario.
Like every Mario, like main Mario game is good. They're all good. Every
you
single one.
you count the new series as
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
and they're good too.
They're all good.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're a little easy.
yeah,
well-
can you name a bad Mario game? No, you can't. I mean,
Mario Paint.
Not-
No,
no,
not Mario
Mario
Paint.
Paint's a good game.
Missing.
Hotel Mario. That's what it is.
No,
I
those don't
can
count.
I just excuse me? Can I just trying to grab this coin? Mario Sunshine.
No,
No,
I don't even think that's bad. Come on, get out of here.
It's kind of bad.
No, it's not.
no, we're not gonna get in this discussion, okay? We're not doing this right now while Kyle's sleeping.
Maybe it'll wake him up. There'll be yelling involved.
No, we're not doing that. That's gonna be a.
Friendships will be tested.
That's gonna be an extra joy one day. Kyle. Dude, it has totally gotten louder. There's no I think or maybes. It's so much louder now. It's definitely. He's doing it to spite us.
He's a working man. Leave him alone.
Yeah, poor guy.
Favorite series is Sleeping Dogs.
Oh my god. I shouldn't have laughed at that. It's so
This Q&A has put Kyle to sleep.
Jess, what's your favorite series? So we can be done with it.
bad. Series. No, I want to, but like,
I didn't get any of that.
Dude, boot him. Boot him now. We can't do this.
No.
You have to boot him.
Hello? I'm scared now. guys. No,
Nothing's gonna happen.
I can't. What if he's hurt? those last few were really loud.
And people snore. Do you think there's something wrong with him?
No, I'm just trying to be funny. Alright, good night, Kyle. Love you.
There you go.
Everybody say bye, Kyle.
I got.
Alright,
Oh my
Jess.
lord. Jess, what's your favorite series so that we can
I was gonna say Pokemon, but like, I also really love the Legend of Zelda series. Like, I think that's my favorite barring Pokemon.
Yeah, that's up there for me. For sure.
Nintendo's got a lot of Nintenders. Contenders.
You
Nintenders.
just invented an awesome new word. Wow,
It was
really.
coming out of my mouth.
That's what she
And
said.
like I
Better
heard,
than
I
coming
had
in
to
your
say-
mouth.
That's so gross.
This is what happens when you fucking put us in a Skype call at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, I'm dying. Oh my god.
Alright, so we got... we pulled it out of Jess.
Yeah.
Yeah. To go back to that editing question, this one's gonna need a lot of editing.
Yeah, I think you need to edit out every part where we're like, this, it's your turn next, whatever. So.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna split it up into multiple
Yeah.
parts. But anyway, that's it. Thanks for asking us questions. We'll answer more later, I guess.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
See yous.